guys, pop it on live. Hope Facebook's going to be nice and go live in the right place, because I know that that's been an issue, and I don't know if I am actually. No, I think I am. Hopefully. I know that I went live the other day and I went in the completely wrong place, so hopefully it's going to be nice. So I hope that you're all well. I think it's Tuesday, so happy Tuesday. I've just been out whippersnipping my front yard, so I've got allergies, so I'm sorry. I've got allergies galore. I've had them for months. I'm one of those glorious people that is really allergic to grass and all types of grass. So when I go out, my house is surrounded by hills of grass and I'm really allergic. Hi Sharon, hi Cassandra, hi Kathy. I'm really allergic to grass and all kinds of outdoorsy stuff, and so my eyes just swell up and they've been really itchy for months, so I cannot get it to go away. So every time I come on, I just look really like my eyes are swollen. It's driving me absolutely bonkers. So yeah, I need to diffuse peppermint or something in my diffuser, I think, because it's just, I just wake up itching my eyes. But I've been out whippersnipping because my yard is like an overgrown jungle, so I've been out there doing that lovely thing because we've actually got some sunshine today. So I thought I would actually pop on, because I did say I would try and pop on a few more times before Sale-a-Bration ended, and we've only got, what are we today? The 28th. We've only got, this is 28, 29, this is the three more days, including today, left of Sale-a-Bration to get those free goodies and take advantage of all the amazing offers that Sale-a-Bration has. So I thought yesterday was a write-off. I didn't get any chance to sit at my craft desk apart from write out a couple of things that I had to send. Hi Michelle. So I thought today I will pop on and craft with you and share something that I hadn't used from Sale-a-Bration. So I'll share that in just a second, and it's a fun product that had been staring at me. And so I thought I'll come on and share what that is and have a bit of a craft with you. And it is hi Christine, it's a bit of a fun, not a card project, which is something a bit different for me. I'd also been playing with a bit of a technique, but I'm not going to do that one with you today, but I will have a video. I finished this one up this morning. I did some multi-tone embossing, so I'm embossing with more than one colour, so I will have that video coming up really soon. But the project I'm going to share features another free product. So these are products that you can get free. I'm trying not to itch my eyeballs. So this one is another paper that you can get free with a $90 order. This is the beautifully penned paper. So it's a pack of 12 sheets. And look at this stripe pattern. Isn't that beautiful? It's got like a watercolor splotched effect. And then there is this beautiful scalloped pattern in here as well as this one here. And they're all double-sided. So this one's got a beautiful dot on the back, as well as a floral pattern. And then on the back of, which one haven't I showed you? We've got this one as well. So there's 3 different designs, and I think there's 4 sheets of each. So you get lots of beautiful patterns. Now this actually coordinates with a suite from the annual catalogue, and the suite is the hand-penned suite. So this one actually has papers in the annual catalogue. This is the hand-penned DSP, which is a coloured one. So that black and white striped paper actually has a mint macaron one from the hand pen suite. You can see that scallop pattern comes in a different one, and that dotty pattern. So these are actually a variation of something in the annual catalogue, as well as one that matches with this bundle here. So this is the hand penned bundle from the annual catalogue. So I'm going to bring this in a little bit today. So this is a bundle that we're going to use, and a couple of techniques. So I'm going to flip the camera because I could talk your ear off, but I won't do that because I'm pretty sure I can talk while we create. My camera is very wobbly. It must be sitting on something on my desk, I reckon. I'm just going to flip. And I am going nuts today because I woke up this morning and they've decided to do some maintenance work without notifying me. And that's fine, but there's no water. So our water's been turned off, and that's fine, but I can't have a shower and I can't fill up the water in my coffee machine. So I'm going a little bit crazy because there's no water. So I would have liked them to tell me they're going to turn the water off all day. It would have been nice. Oopsie. Okay, you're going for a bit of a wonky ride today. Okay, so the projects I'm going to make showing that beautiful paper is actually a gift bag. So I hope you can see this. This was so fun, and I've been looking at projects to really use the DSP and make it shine. So this is a gusseted bag, so this folds in. And I'm going to try, I don't usually make projects like this, well, at all really. It's got a little bit of an insert in there, and you can see you can, it's obviously the paper's double-sided, so you get a pretty insert as well. And I'm going to try, and this is only going to be the second bag I make, so hopefully I can not make too many errors with you and show you how to make this fun bag inspired by Laura Mackey from the UK. And really use the DSP because we end up with hordes of it. And this is a gorgeous gift bag that you can give to someone. It's quite big. It's 8.5 inches, which is about 8.5 inches would be about 20 something centimeters, 21-ish centimeters. So it's quite a decent sized gift bag. And then I'm going to do a little bit of a card as well. So this is a card using the floating frame technique. So using the strips of paper on a window sheet. And I think I'd probably need to put my strips a bit further apart to take advantage of that effect, but I might do that with you today. So a bit of a fun card using that DSP as well. So I just thought I'd make a couple of projects and with you to use some of that DSP. So I've got my little trusty measurements here to the side, and I thought I'm going to just wing it and come craft with you all. My son is here today, so he's in the background. So you may see or hear Elijah come in today. I'm not too sure. We will see. Oh, sorry, I'm just getting a million messages at the same time. Okay, so what I thought I might do is I do have more than one packet of this open, but I thought, no, sorry, not open. I've got one more packet, but I thought I'll just use up this one rather than open up a new packet. So I thought I might use a different pattern. So I've used this floral pattern, which is actually the stripe one. And I wanted to have the stripes on the outside, but I think I did it the wrong way. So I think I might wing it and see if I can get it around the right way this time. But I think I've cut these ones into strips, so they're not quite 12 by 12. So you will need two 12 by 12 sheets for this. I do like the scallops. And I think I can't do stripes because I only have one sheet of that left. So it has to be either scallops or the dots, I think. So I don't know, do I want scallops or do I want dots? Decisions. I think I really want the scallops. I don't know. I think I'm going to go scallops. And hopefully I get it on the right side this time. So you will need two full 12 by 12 sheets. So, I will try and remember to pop the measurements for this in the description. It is a really good size sturdy bag, and I've got, as I go along, I will show you the insert. So it actually has an insert to make the bottom even sturdier, which is fun. Okay, so on the first 12 by 12 sheet, you probably want to have on this 12 by 12 Stampin' Up! Trimmer, you want to extend your arm out because you will need, I might need to zoom out just a touch so you can see more of my desk. And here comes Elijah. Oh no, he might be going. I'm going to put my scoring blade in because I need that. Okay, so on the first side, I have so much stuff on my desk. you will need to score at, and I'm going to do this in inches because I found that easier with the scoring. So I'm going to score at 3 inches, and I think I ripped my bag because I scored too heavy, so I think I need to probably stop scoring so heavy. So 3 inches, and then score at 11 and a half. Oops. So I think I need to score a bit lighter. Then what you need to do is just turn the 12 by 12 sheet, and then you want to score at 1 inch. I still have too much stuff on my desk. Need to move some stuff. So score at 1 inch. Stay there. I'm probably being a little bit pedantic now. So score at 1 inch, and then score at 9 and a half. Okay. So then I'm going to pop that sheet to the side and just repeat that again to see you can get those measurements, because you will need to do this on both bags. So scoring at 3 inches, at 11 and a half, turn the piece of paper and score at 1 inch. I will need to bring that bag back in again because I just realised I forgot something. So 1 inch, and then at 9 and a half. Now the bit that I forgot is that you will need to bring that back in, and now this is really faint so you probably can't see, but this is the one with the 3 inch score line. What you want to do is there is a 1 inch score here, but this is where on the first score we scored at 3 inches. So there's a 3 inch score line here and a 1 inch score line here. So when you finish, come back in and line this up at 1 and a half. So basically you're dividing that 3 inch score that you did at 1 and a half. But you want to bring this in to line up with your 1 inch score line, which you can on these trimmers. There's a little line here on the scoring blade which you can line up with the 1 inch on the ruler. And then you want to score that down to the score line down here. So basically you're scoring from the 1 inch down to this score line. So you're scoring in between the 2 score lines at 1 and a half, which divides that 3 inch score line. And what that's doing is creating what's going to be this gusset here. So that's going to make you a nice gusset for your bag. So I'm going to come back in and bring my other sheet that I did do and score this one. And now, because I'm blind as a bat, I need to make sure I'm scoring the right score line here. So I'll just make sure that's my 3 inch, yeah. So 1 and a half. And then I want to come in at 1 and just gently score that there to create my gusset. Okay, so I'm going to pop that trimmer to the side for a second. That's really popping it to the side, Kayla. Okay. So then what you want to do is come in and reinforce those score lines. Working with white paper is interesting because it's really hard to see those score lines. But you want to just bring a bone folder in and reinforce them. So there should be one. I've gone light on my score lines this time because last time I went a little bit heavy on my scoring and actually ripped the paper. It's getting right into my scoring. A little bit too hard. So there should be one on each, and I probably didn't need to score that gusset, but that's okay. I probably didn't need to reinforce the gusset is what I meant to say. So I'm just going to do the same to this bag. And go in and just use my bone folder to reinforce my score lines, which I think that's the gusset again. Okay, so now we want our skinny piece. So this is the skinny line where we scored at 11.5. So this will be what is it? It'll be half an inch score line, and then I'm going to take my scissors just to take out. Oops, it's got something in it. Take out these little pieces here. We can actually lose these pieces. And what this is going to do is create a little flap for us to stick to. And then that there, we want to cut up this line here to the score line. So that's going to be our gift bag. So I hope I did that the right way. I think I did. This is me really creating with you. Okay, so we'll do the same. I'm going to, making sure I've got the right side, take out this top one, making sure it's there. Take out that little piece there. So that's there, and then we want to cut on the, I hate not being able to see the score line well. I might actually do it on the other side because I can see with the white the score line a little better. Makes it a lot easier. This is a great way to use DSP. Now I don't think I really necessarily need to take out this piece. I don't think it really matters though, because that's going to sit now. I've got to remember what's sticking where. It's terrible. Oh my goodness, what have I done? I'll make sure I'm telling you the right thing. That's the top of my bag. Let's have it round this way. That's the gusset. That's right. I'm just confusing myself now. Really truly, so that sticks there, and that one I believe needs to be cut off because I think I told you the wrong thing. Can you tell I don't create 3D projects much? Okay, we'll get there. The easiest adhesive for this is the tear and tape, and I think I stuck, if we want to stick, which that is not sticking, I had this round the wrong way, didn't I? So that's going to stick that way. So if we stick, we want our scallops to show, so we want the tape to be on this side. So we want to stick a little bit of tear and tape to our little flat piece. So the one we've taken the little pieces off, I'm just going to stick that to that piece there. So I want to stick it onto the little flap. took a moment to realise what I was doing. It does look huge, Sharon, but it's not too bad. It's a nice size to put like a little candle or a baby onesie or something in. These would be cute for Christmas. And it's great for using up your DSP, because I know that I am terrible for having tons left over. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is line up my DSP. So what I might do is actually go this way, because you want to make sure this little bit here is lined up. So I'm going to line up my edges here, like so. And then what I'm going to do, see this is two 12 by 12 sheets, is bring this back over and line that up there. I think what I have done is actually cut these the wrong way. I think I was supposed to cut them down. That's why I was confusing myself. So I may have to do a little alteration here, because they're supposed to fold in. So you're supposed to cut them down this way. So I should have cut on the score line down this way, not down this way. But let me think. I'll make it work. Okay, so now the next bit is actually this bit, and this is where I'm going to have to make this work. So with my flaps, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit different, because I did that mistake. So what Crafting with You Live, the score when it's down is, what I have done here is I've cut the wrong score line. So here the flaps should be cut on this score line so that these bits would fold in. But what I'm going to do to fix that is I'm still going to apply glue, because we're going to apply reinforcement to the inside of the bag anyway, so it won't matter too much. I'm going to apply a little bit of glue here and tuck these in and line those up, because this will still hold the bag. So in fact it probably doesn't actually really matter. And then I'm going to apply some glue to this one. And then stick that one down. And then I'm going to apply some glue, because it's tucked in. I'm just going to apply some glue underneath here to adhere this flap down the bottom. So this is creating the bottom of my bag. Now I'm just using my hand popped into the bag here, just to make sure that's nicely adhered. Okie dokie. So now what Laura did to add some reinforcement to the bag was she got a piece of cardstock, which I'm going to cut a piece of black, and she's cut it to, I'll move that out of the way for a second, 7.4 centimeters by 21 and a half. So that little piece there is the right size. A new Kylie invention. Oh, okay. It's been modified. And now that piece there will pop into the base of the bag. So that's why I was saying that little mistake that I made will work, because this is going to apply reinforcement to the bag anyway. So that's totally okay, because there's a piece of black cardstock in there. Now, the top of the bag here, what we're going to do is, it's all scored. So we're just going to bend that, because there's already a score line. And you can just use your finger, because we're going to reinforce this in a second, to go around and bend that into place. And you can sort of do your corners by pinching them together a little bit. And the gusset, which is that little score line that we made halfway between our 3-inch, you just gently work that until it's bending into place, and just gently fold that bag together, and then it will naturally start to gusset. So you can do that on the other side. Gently fold like so, and then let it pop back out, and then your bag will have a gusset. Now, the mistake I made on my bag, so apparently I like making mistakes on these 3D projects, is for my handles I punched through, and I don't have a large enough punch. So I have one of these hole punches here, and this wasn't large enough to punch through with the flap open, so I had to punch through both. I want to try something a little bit different, and I don't know if it's going to work. What we actually want to do is not punch through the inside. We only want to punch through the outside. So I'm actually going to lift this flap back up, because I only wanted to do that so that the scores had happened. I'm actually just going to use my pokey tool, and I'm just going to punch a couple of holes through the bag where I think I might want them. And then I'm going to lift up this other flap and kind of put the bag together so that the edges are lining up, so I can see where they'd be on the other side to get them kind of even. Now, the reason for that is I'm just going to cut 2 bits of ribbon. I'm going to cut them to 8 or roughly 8 inches each. So I've got this gold, I think it's fine weave ribbon. This is from the Fine Art Floral or whatever it was. This is a beautiful ribbon. So I've just cut those to exactly the same size. Oh, thanks, Sue. I hope you're well as well. Now I'm going to apply a little bit of tear and tape adhesive, and I'll show you where I pop this in just a moment. I'm going to apply this to both sides, just above where those holes are. So if you can see there, the tear and tape is just there. So I'm going to take the tape off, and then I'm going to pop, then this is going to be the hard bit, and what I'm going to do is use my, it would be easier with a long handled hole punch, and I'm just doing this for the first time because I don't have a hole punch big enough. I wish I had one of those crocodile things. I'm just going to pull that through just to get the end, and what I'm going to do then, once I've got the end, is pop that up against that tear and tape to hold it in place. Now I'm going to do the same with the other side. So with that little hole that I made with my take your pick tool, I'm just going to bunch that up and poke my ribbon through. And then once you've got enough poke through, you can pull that and then place that up against that tape, because that tape's really strong, so it will stick there. And you'll see in a moment why we're only doing this on one side. So I'll do the same on this side. Hello everyone joining, Mary, Heather and Jeanette, how are you? We're just doing a project with the Sale-a-Bration paper that you can earn for free, because there's only 3 days left to earn this paper for free, and I'm trying to use it showing a project that uses up your DSP. So I've poked that one through and I'm just popping that up against the tape and then do the same. Almost there. Okay, pop that up. Okay, so they're all against the tape. Now we can do the same thing by popping those. Actually, what we'll do before we do that is apply a little bit of adhesive to those flaps because that will help keep them down. So we'll just bend those in place all around and give them a real good press. Now, the reason we only poked the hole on the outside is because now you can't actually see where that ribbon has gone. It's completely nice. Now, you'll see the alternative where I didn't do that on this bag. You can see these giant holes. So that looks much nicer of a finish, not seeing those holes. So to make that nicer, you can get your bone folder and give that a real good press to really make sure that's flattened down. And that is the gift bag pretty much. And you can reinforce those gussets now we've had the bag open. How cool is that for using? I love it with the scallops and you get a pretty inside. So let's make a cute little decoration for the bag. This one's actually pretty easy. So I thought I would use, I'm losing my train of thought. I thought I'd bring in a 2-inch strip of cardstock, and did I bring it over? Yes, I moved it. This fun punch here, which I forget exactly what it's called. I think it's called the Scalloped Tag Punch. And you just need a 2-inch strip, which that is not. I threw my trimmer on the ground. So let's cut this to 2 inches. And I think you need just shy of 2 inches, otherwise it doesn't slide neatly into the punch. So we've got our 2-inch strip that slides beautifully. And then we give that a punch, and that gives us a beautiful tag. So I'm going to trim mine down, however. I can't remember exactly what I trimmed it down to, but it doesn't matter if you eyeball it. So I'm going to trim mine down to roughly, that's probably about 6 inches. So we've got a cute little tag. I think that's actually a little bit too long. So maybe a little 5 inches would be better, but I'll just trim it down a little bit further. Okay, so now I have done a little bit of stamping on my tag, and I chose to use one. So I'm using the matching stamp set that goes with this paper. And isn't that a fun punch for tags, Jeanette? I love it. So I'm going to use this fun stamp from the Hand Pen Petals stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp that in some pale papaya, which is a beautiful colour, and I've been addicted to using this pale papaya colour. It's just stunning. So I'm just going to ink that up and stamp that onto the bottom of my tag, and then I'm going to every time I create I get stuff all over my desk, and it ends up looking like a mountain of mess. Okay, so I'll pop that stamp away. And now the fun thing about these stamps is that you don't have to colour. They all come with stamps that you can easily pop in and colour. So I'm going to use polished pink, and you'll see how easy this is. This stamp, you don't even really particularly have to line up. You just place it in approximately, and it will add some fun colour to your image. So I'm going to clean that one off and then bring in one of the other smaller images, and I think I actually just coloured this one in pale papaya as well for a fun little colour for my flower. So then I'm going to bring in some soft sea foam. I love this green, it's beautiful. that one and then add a couple of my leaf images. So I'm just going to stamp a couple of the bigger leaves and then one. See how quick and easy this fills in. It's a great stamp set for easy, quick colouring because you don't have to worry too much. So that was how easy that was to colour. So that's polished pink pale papaya and soft sea foam. It's such a beautiful colour combination. Then the other thing I did was use, and I had one of these left over so I won't cut it, but the beautiful dies come with a beautiful collection of images, and this scallop is easily one of my favourites. It has some beautiful stitch detail, and I'm just going to simply trim a little bit of this off and use a portion of it across my tag. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of adhesive. I think my glue's almost come to the end of its life. I will have to die cut something, but I'll do that in just a tick. I'm going to take a scrap of gold foil, and there's a beautiful intricate die in this set. It's absolutely stunning. So I'm going to bring in my little die cut machine. So this is Jude, and I'm going to just cut around a little bit of this scrap here and place this in my mini die cut machine. If you haven't seen one of these die cut machines, they are amazing. I use mine tons, especially when I've got a small job like this on my desk. They're great because you don't have to pull out a big machine. So I'm just going to pop those pieces out. Now what I do is I just scrape that off with my die into the bin. So I've got a little bin here, and that leaves quick and easy. I didn't have to worry about getting all those intricate pieces off. And I'm just going to quickly pop that out of my die. And there we go, beautiful. I will need one more of those for the next project, so I'll just leave that out. So then that piece there is just going to adhere over the top of our little piece. So I'm just going to add a little bit of liquid glue. I think I need a new glue out. I'm just going to add a few dots of glue and stick that right over the top of the pieces I've already stuck down. And while that adheres, I'm going to add a sentiment. So the sentiment I'm going to use, I did actually on the original bag use the Feel Better Friend, as I thought a little bit of a get well soon or feel better, cheer up, or whatever kind of, you know, wishing someone, you know, better days. But I think I might do a thank you sentiment for this particular bag. So I'm going to pull out my thanks, and I've got a scrap of basic black here. So I'm just going to heat emboss this. So I've got my Versamark, and I've got so many embossing powders out on my desk at the moment because I've been doing a special card that I plan on sharing very soon. So I've got embossing powders galore here. I'm going to stick with my usual. So I've got my white embossing powder on my black, just to heat up a simple white on black embossing. I actually want to make lots of Christmas gift tags, I think, this year. I'm really inspired to get creating with the Christmas. I've been really enjoying it. Okay, so that's all heated. Pop that away. Now, instead of fussy cutting this one out, so I'm just going to cut this on a bit of a slant and then stick this onto my card, my tag. I'm used to saying card, I don't usually make tags, and and boxes and things, but it's fun to do something a little bit different. So this is a little bit bigger than the original one I had done on the original gift tag, but I was going to add some gilded gems, but I'll work around that. So I'm going to use some of these beautiful gilded gems. They come in a mixture of sizes. That pack's just being used up. I always use the small ones first. I'm just going to use some big and some small ones. So I'll tuck in a big one and then use maybe a medium one over here. There is some smaller ones, but I might not delve into my stash to get those. I've just added 3. So I'm going to add 3 of those, and then I do have my Wink and Stella, so I could add a little bit of sparkle to the tag. And now to tie that to my gift bag, I'm simply going to get some of our Whisper White Baker's Twine. So this one comes in our Baker's Twine Essentials pack, and I'm just going to tie that through the top of my tag and then bring that to the top of my gift bag and just tie it quite tightly, and then tie that into a beautiful bow. Where's the end of my tag? End of my bow. Okay. This Baker's Twine is quite soft. It's beautiful. Okay, so I'll just pull that bow tight and then trim my tails. And then I can pull the ends a little bit longer if I want to. So there is that beautiful tag to go with the gift bag, which was a lot of fun to make. You can add whatever paper, whatever stamp sets you want, but this is a great one to use up any DSP you have, especially the DSP that at the moment you can earn for free. So this paper is available for free with a $90 order at the moment. So you get 12 whole sheets of this, so you could make a ton of these gift bags. So that's 6 gift bags out of a packet of DSP. If you have plenty of pattern paper lying around, you could make a whole ton of these. There's absolutely no reason to go and buy them, because I know these are actually quite expensive to buy gift bags, but you can make them personalized. So they're really, really cool. So I'll set those up here and I'll share them again before I go, but I did want to make a quick card with you. This also uses that beautiful DSP. I'm just going to have a quick, I'll move those dimensional backings. So this one uses the floating frame technique, which has been floating around the web, literally. Pardon the pun. So this one you probably can't see too well, but that's a window sheet. So we sell this fun acetate called window sheets, and I'm going to use that to create this fun floating frame technique. So what you'll need to make this card is just, I'm going to use a simple Whisper White or basic white, card base. And then I have a layer of basic black and a layer of basic white for the inside. And I also have a layer of basic white for the inside. I thought I had 2 layers of the basic white. Maybe I'm missing one. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. I need one for the inside. And I need one for the outside. I need 2 layers for the outside. So I will need to cut one more, but that's okay because I have one just here. So what size is this one? This one is our 9.7, so I need a bigger one. So I cut my larger layers are always cut to 9.9 by 14.3. And my smaller layers are cut to 9.7 by 14.1. I know I get a lot of questions about what size I cut that to, so I thought I would just say that. Okay, so they're my layers, and I'm also going to use the Tasteful Textures, I think it's called, embossing folder. and that's to create this beautiful texture on the background of my card that I've used, and I thought that would just create a little bit of fun for my background. Okay, so I'm going to do that to just the smaller layer, so I'll do that quickly now. So I'm just going to run that through the embossing folder. Now I line mine up with the black line on the embossing folder, and that makes sure it gets a even, not that it really matters with this one, but it makes sure it's lined up evenly. So I find that since Stampin' Up! Introduced that black line, it's been really good, particularly with embossing folders that have a bit more of a design that requires it to be lined up evenly. So that's been a really good addition. Okay, so I've just run that through on my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And obviously I couldn't do that in my mini one because these are embossing folders that need to go through the big machine. So I've just got that beautiful texture now to that white piece. So that will be able to be adhered there in just a moment. Now what I'm going to do to my window piece is add some of the beautiful patterns. So this is where the designer series paper comes back in. So we're going to use more of this paper. So as you can see, I'm going to town using up my paper today, and that's a good thing because we've only got a few more days left of using it. So I'm going to cut some 1 centimeter strips of my paper, and I'm just going to cut one of each for now. So I think that's all we'll need of this paper. I'm just going to cut one of each design because you get 3 designs in this paper. So there we go. And now on this piece of window sheet, which you probably won't be able to see too well, but I'm going to stick some of my patterns down. So hopefully I've got enough glue in this glue stick. Adhere this down. So I'm actually just using my grid paper here. I'm going to line that up just to sort of help me line these strips up. So just going to adhere that. And I'm going to alternate between each side of the DSP as well. So that gives me some white patterns, or some more white based patterns, as well as some black. So adhere that one, and then I'm going to switch to this side, which is more of the washed out black. And I'm going to leave a bit more of a gap because I don't think I left enough of a gap on my original card. So I'm just going to pull that up and carefully flip that over and just trim off my excess. You could cut these to size. By the way, this piece of acetate is roughly 3.5 inches. Okay, so now on the other side, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to continue doing the same is what I meant to say. I'm just going to line that up again and continue adhering some patterns. So I might have the floral pattern. Basically, I just want to fill up my background, with these patterns, and then you'll see what I'm going to do in just a moment. So this is called the floating frame technique. Okay, so that should be enough. So I've done 6 strips and patterns. So now what I'm going to do is, all you need is a solid image. So I'm going to bring in my layering circle dies, but you could do whatever solid image that you have. So obviously it couldn't be something intricate like this because you're going to lose the patterns. It needs to be a solid image. So I'm just going to do a circle to cut out those patterns. So I'm going to bring back in my mini Stampin' cut and emboss machine and lining those up over the top of those patterns. So obviously your window sheet would just need to be large enough and covered in patterns to the same size as whatever die that you're going to use. So if you're going to use a square or an oval, your piece just needs to be big enough. And if it can fit through the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, great. Otherwise, you'll just need to use the bigger machine. Okay, so I'm just going to punch that out. And then we have our floating frame. So as you can see, I've put my strips closer together, but this one will actually be better because you'll get more of the floating frame where you can actually see behind this image onto the background, which is better for this technique. So I put those a little bit too close together. So what I'm going to do now is start putting the card together. So I'm going to stick my piece that I've embossed just to a larger layer of basic white. And then I'm going to stick this to my card base with some Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm loving discovering all these new ways, or not necessarily new, but just encouraging myself to use up my DSP and really chop into it. There's so many great patterns and designs that Stampin' Up offer us with our DSP, and I find that I'm not using it enough. So I'm loving getting into using my DSP more. So I know that paper crafters love their pattern paper, so I'm enjoying bringing new ways of using it. And oh my goodness, there's just lots of smoke coming up behind my house. Okay, so this frame here I can add to my card. Just in the center with some dimensionals. Now I might actually use, just to be safe, my edges, just because they're a little bit narrower. So all you need to do is add a few along the back side where your pattern paper sits, because you won't be able to see that. So I'm just going to add a few along the card where that's going to sit. Okay. Have I got another one? Yes, I do. Might add one more. Okay. So I'm just going to peel the backings off these. And this is where the floating frame comes in, and I'm just going to sit that. Oh, I'm going to sit that on my card, and it doesn't want to hold it. Just where I want it. And if you can see, that's where it becomes floating, because the idea is the window sheet you can still see through to the back, but it looks like the pattern paper is sitting above the card. So it's really, really fun. Now, what I'm going to do now is to use that same intricate die. I think I will need to grab another piece of foil cardstock, because I used the scrap on the previous card. I'm just trying to see if I have a scrap that's big enough. I think I actually need to go through my foil, because I have a ton of foil that is retired, that we don't no longer sell. Let's have a look. There's some little foil. Okay, so I'm going to bring in that intricate die again. And where did I put my scissors? There they are. Okay, so I'm going to do the intricate die, and we'll pop that back in the machine. And when they're intricate like that, I like to run them through a couple of times, because they do have a lot of lines and detail to cut. Okay, so I'll just pop my die out. Just get a couple of those smaller pieces out of my die. So, oh, it's so much fun, Sharon. I've seen a few cards done with it now, and it's just so much fun. So I'm going to apply this. I want to try it with like a lot of different DSP now. I think it would be fun with some of the Christmas stuff, with the beautiful Christmas images that we have. There's lots of beautiful things you can do. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue, and I'm sticking my intricate image. Got the dropsies today. Okay, so just carefully let that go sticky. Okay. So I have got a scrap of basic black, and I'm going to do another sentiment. So on the original card, I put anything is possible. I might put, for this one, Feel Better Friend, which is what I put on the original gift bag. So I might do that one for this card. So I know I have a lot of people I could send a cheer up card to at the moment, because life is going really tough for a lot of people. And I think I'm starting to hear that. I know Victoria's in lockdown again, and New South Wales, I feel like they've had it really tough as well. So I know that there's a lot of people in need of a cheering up. So it's probably not the best impression, but I'm going to go with it. Okay, so once we've got that bit, just going to fussy cut around this image. I saw a really cool tip for fussy cutting around words like this the other day, but on black cardstock like this, you'd have to use one of those white chalk pencils. But it was actually that you draw a line first, so that your eye is not going into every nook and cranny. You draw the pencil line first and follow the pencil line. You're not following the lines of the image, and it made this process a lot quicker of fussy cutting intricate words like this. And I thought that is such a great tip. Mind you, that didn't take long at all to fussy cut that word out. So what I'm going to do now is tie a bow with this Simply Elegant trim, which I absolutely love this trim and I use it loads. So it can, this trim, the only thing with it is that it can be very, it has a mind of its own. So you kind of have to tease it into place. So I'm just going to tie my bow, and then I will pull that really tight and sort of have to keep playing with this ribbon or this trim until you get it sitting where you want it to sit, because it's got kind of a wiry feel to it. Sometimes I can tie a beautiful bow with it first go. Sometimes I have to play around with it a little bit. That's not too bad actually. So I'm going to grab a glue dot, which I have my take your pick here. So I'll apply a glue dot where I'm going to have my bow. So I'm going to have my bow about here, I think. And then I'm going to sit my little word, my sentiment, my words are gone, my little sentiment up on a dimensional. So I'm just going to peel that up and sit my saying up on a dimensional. I wonder if I can get that to curl up and around. See, now if I play with it, it's going to do this. So this trim definitely has a mind of its own. So I'll sit it like that, and then what I'm going to decorate with is actually these genial gems, which these match with the hand pen suite, so they're really cute. But I'm going to bring in the mint macaron ones. That one's going to get a bit hidden there, so I might pop that one over there. but I'm going to get 3 of them. So might pop this one, maybe over here. Okay, and then I'm going to spritz. I am losing everything on my desk because I've just piled everything up on here. So I'm just going to spritz with Winky Stella. And then for the inside of the card, I think I did cut a scallop as well. But we might see how we go. I've got a strip, which I'm not too sure if I've got it here. I'm not sure where I put it. Oh, here it is. Okay, so I've got a small strip of this this paper here, but I also used the edge die from the hand penned dies, so I could put that through because that would be really cute. And I'll show you what it looks like as an edging. So let's just quickly do that. I need to stop being lazy. I'm like, oh, I don't really want to die cut something, but it only takes a second. So I will die cut that. So this die is easiest if you line it up on the edge. It doesn't have to be lined up perfectly because I'm going to line it up on the edge of the cardstock anyway. So I'll pull that out and then show you. Snip that off. What we're going to do is I'm going to not measure this. I'm just going to have a strip and snip. I'm going to add a little bit of glue just to the edge of this piece and then line that up with my edging scallop that I've just die cut out. It makes this little piece a little bit extra. And it only takes a second to cut it out from the basic black, so it's really cute. And I love decorating the inside of my cards. I'm a big fan of it. I think if we spend so long on the outside of a card, we can add a little bit of something to the inside. It's a bit cute. Okay, so that's a bit fancy. And then we've got a little bit of DSP on the inside as well, so we're not saving it all for the outside. Now I'm going to add this to a layer of basic black, and then I'm going to stick this to the inside of my card. And I think that I might just apply a little glue dot just to there to help hold that down. So that is the finished card with a bit of an alternate staying. So it's really fun, and that floating frame is definitely better if you place those strips a little bit further apart because it helps with that floating frame. So it makes those strips look like they're floating. And then you've got the fun inside with a little bit of decoration. So really, really fun. And then we made I've got 2 different gift bags with different patterns. So really great way to use up that DSP that at the moment is free. So don't miss out on getting your free DSP because it's only available for the next 3 days until the 30th of September. So we made a fun gift bag, and you could actually make the card to match if you really wanted to. So really, really fun projects to use some DSP and some different things that you can do with that fun paper. So you could get the paper and make 6 gift bags if you want to, because this only requires 2 sheets of 12 by 12 DSP. So I had a lot of fun showing you how to create that today, and I'll be back pretty soon to share with you a fun embossing project. And this bundle you can actually get for free as well if you join my team in September. So for the next 3 days, if you join my team during Sale-a-Bration, the Peaceful Cabin, which is this one here. I don't have the dies out, but this one here that I've used, you can actually choose as a free option. So joining during Sale-a-Bration, you can choose any of these 12 bundles as an extra added bonus for joining for free, and some of those are worth over $100. So you can join my team for $169 and choose $235 of whatever product you like. And until the end of September only, you can choose an extra free bundle. And you also get free postage on your kit and 20% off all future orders. And you don't have to do it as a business. You can just enjoy the discounts, the amazing community, and the freebies that you get. So the choice is yours. So don't forget, the Sale-a-Bration is ending in just 3 days. I will turn the camera around. So don't miss out on those amazing offers that are available. And sorry, I'm just looking out my window because this whole, I don't know if it's smoke or fog, but it's just coming through like crazy. So I am going to head off and clean my desk. I wish you could see. I should actually show you what my desk looks like after a video. So this is my desk now. It's a bit of a disaster zone. I even end up with stuff on the floor. Like, how is... So I should go clean that disaster zone because let's just say I don't cope well with a mess, and so me crafting in a mess is never going to be a good thing. So I should go clean that up and go have a cup of coffee, I think, and I'm going to go and have a nice afternoon with my son, I think. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of Sale-a-Bration, and I will be back before Sale-a-Bration ends, no doubt. So I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks as always, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye.